All right, greetings, dear Libra. That's you guys. This is Tarot Lumination, and this is a mini What Now playlist report for late April 2019. The reason we're doing this is because I've been looking at the charts, and April is very volatile. There's a lot of, let's just say, pressure. I'll show you in a minute. I have a little Tarot Lumination Astro Doodle, so I just wanted to run through some basic dates just for information, okay, as we go through the waves of the month. April 11th, Jupiter goes retrograde in Sagittarius. I'm not going to analyze any of this. I'm just going to go for one key bullet point later. You'll see. April 19th, we have the full moon in Libra, 29 degrees opposing the Aries sun, 29 degrees. The next day, April 20th, Sun enters Taurus. Mercury is now in Aries. Venus is entering Aries. Shifts, okay? April 25th, Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn, heavy duty. April 30th, Saturn goes retrograde in Capricorn, heavy duty. So think of this as like the karma police, the zodiac police, heavy duty. These people do not like being messed with. This is like the three-dimensional like hierarchy of the universe. They don't like to be disrupted, so they're going to be acting more or less like security cops, security guards, whatever it is. Everyone, like TSA, all those border patrol people, double, triple checking anything that they smell is suspicious or out of whack with what they think is considered as traditional, the way that things should be. Mars is also in Gemini all month. So I want to show you the thing. This is the theme. By the way, Libra, you know the routine, watch for your sun, moon, and rising, and reinterpret as you need to, especially if each one is different, if you know what they are, okay? So here it is. This is a Tarot Lumination Astro Doodle. You've probably seen some of these before, and it's just for this particular time period. I'm focusing almost exclusively towards the end of the month, where we get that full moon. Here is the moon, 29 degrees, Libra. Here is the sun, 29 degrees, Aries. That is a very critical axis. It's on the 29-degree mark. And then moments later, the next day, the moon is over here in Scorpio, opposing Uranus in Taurus. So this is like double duty hyper volatility here, okay? Especially in the aspect and dynamics of relationship, and then going into the intimacy of relationship, like the deep, deep inner meaning and value of relationship that doesn't often happen until you've gone through the first seventh house dynamic axis. So guess what? That's volatile already. Now add the astro police, Pluto and Saturn over here. It's not a hard square, but 21 and 23 degrees, that's close enough. It puts a lot of pressure on this axis. You could, if you want to, include the North Node, but let's just set that aside for now. This is tough enough to handle. It's going to bring out a lot of volatility, a lot of combustibility, or the potential for all of that. I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen. All I'm suggesting is that there's a potential for things to really flare up, where you could flare up, the other party could flare up. There's a huge emphasis on relationship. You and the other and you and others and you. And it's almost like being in a fight in a relationship, and then there's the security guards and the referees standing very close by if they have to intervene. Especially for you, Libra, because this is like your territory relationships. You want harmony and balance, and yet you're going to be fully opposed by the Aries sun over here. So this is like maximum opposition for a lot of Libras, all right? So please be on alert. You could be highly vulnerable. You could be absolutely, totally riding the wave and be totally on top of all this stuff. If you are, you're a genius, and I applaud you. Please give me a reading. There you go. How about that? So the cards are already well shuffled in advance. I'm going to go to the last second so that you're a witness, a total witness. Please invite your invisible friends, all of them, archangels, everything you can get. guardian angels, your loved ones from the great beyond. You know who they are. They know who you are. They like to be invited. That's the key thing. Okay? I'm just going to use the situational spread because it's powerful, it's compact, and it'll just get straight to the core. All right, here we go. Bless the cards, bless the whole deck. Bless you, Libra. Bless the channel, the wires, the cameras, everything that we can even do this at all. Here is the situation. Here is the challenge with all of this, and here's how we're going to handle it, okay? And I'd like to look at the environmental influences. We could call that the planets. Sometimes here on this channel, we love to blame anything we can on the planets. When things really suck and go bad, blame it on the planets. Of course, it's humor, but sometimes that's the only thing you can do, because we're all growing and being pressured by these really, really tight volatile and combustible aspects right now. So we're all under pressure to mature and grow and get through this responsibly, okay? Responsibly. Let's have a look at the weather. So you've got the Six of Cups. So my feeling is that this is going to stir up a lot of emotion for you, Libra. It's going to really hit at the core, to the point where at the soul level, where you're going to, it's almost like everything gets blown up and ripped open, and you see everything in terms of love and relationship from the soulmate dynamic. In other words, the partners out there, the people who partner with you and the people with whom you partner, you no longer see them as basically like bags of meat. I relate to you, you relate to me. I want this, I need this from you. I need this, I want this from you. Animal meets animal, animals do what they do. Instead, what you're going to realize that you see is that, to me, it's like the pressure just increases and increases to the point where you don't have an option except to see everything through the lens of the soul, the lens of past lives, future lives, and the meaning that this has. In other words, whatever is volatile and combustible, whatever can go wrong will go wrong under this dynamic. And so be prepared in advance. Don't take it personally. If you can, find a way to like comfort yourself and prepare yourself in advance so that you, Libra, are already forewarned, already forearmed about the volatility. And then you can basically treat the whole thing from the soulmate perspectives and all the karmic implications that come with that. In other words, oh, like here is this person in my life now, here is this person in my life now, and we're seeing everything from a much deeper, more soulful perspective rather than just the three-dimensional aspects. The astro police are going to be seeing everything enough from the three-dimensional aspects, but it's very important that you stick to the soul energy, the deep, deep loving energy. In other words, even if there's a lot of combustibility, pain and suffering or anxiety with all of this, there is a storyline behind it in terms of past lives, future lives, and the present, and that is impacting the present moment here now in 3D. What's the situation? Okay, with the Hangman. So you might feel as though this whole thing is remarkably unfair. It's just like, wait a minute, I've already done a lot of homework on myself, and Illumination is telling me that the pressure is going to increase. It might be so intensified for you, for all Libras, especially if you are a late degree Libra or late degree something like that, then it could be very disorienting for you, where it's almost like an out-of-body experience, where like it's almost like you're having to act a role. It's almost like you discover like you're watching yourself in a movie, living through this, like, oh my God, I can't believe what's actually happening in my freaking life right now. It's like I'm watching a movie of me and everyone else is co-stars and characters in the movie. And to me, it looks like very disorienting. It's like the kind of energy that happens after shock, after you've had a moment of shock and awe and awakening, or trauma or something amazing, if this is all something amazing for you, Libra, it can still be very destabilizing because of the extremes here. So to me, this leaves me thinking that you would be vulnerable to the shock and awe that is inevitable with this, with these alignments that are coming. And you know how they say like roll with it. So in other words, it's almost like the worst thing you could do is resist anything that stimulates your own volatility, your own combustibility. Like that's the worst thing you could do. So instead, be the classic Libra, allow things to unfold, allow others to have their say. If they want to wave fists at you and steam and howl and rant, if they want to adore you and worship you, whatever it is, just allow it to happen. Allow yourself to feel wigged out, and treat it all like you're watching a movie of yourself. Now, what's the challenges with this? Okay, well, you might be hearing things you don't want to hear. Okay, with the Knight of Swords here, my feeling is that you might be sensing a lot of disharmony, injustice, imbalance, unfairness in the movie as it unfolds. And it could come out of nowhere, in unpredictable ways, and that leaves you even more confounded. And the desire to retaliate, to defend and protect yourself would be very extreme, but also that's like you taking the bait, which would be the worst thing you could do. In other words, if you are being, let's say, targeted or pinpointed, or there's hostilities coming towards you, the worst thing you could do is to react to it like defensively, as though you are a victim. Okay, it's almost better to just sort of like just totally detach, let them have their rant and their raves, and if you want to do that as well, do that, but it's still about you watching yourself in a movie, and then let the energy subside. And as you're doing it, pretend you're watching your whole life from way up here in outer space, and you're realizing, oh my gosh, pretend this is planet Earth. You're witnessing all this stuff going on down here with you and your loved ones and your life and your world, and you're seeing it from the perspective of heaven, as opposed to like being stuck in the mud of three-dimensional everyday life. So how are we going to deal with this? Okay, so with the Three of Pentacles here, my feeling is that there's a lot of like peace talks required after, let's say, after the events. I'm thinking way towards the end of the month. Let's just say the full moon really brings this highly volatile, combustible situation to light. Everything comes to light. You're hearing things you didn't want to hear, you never knew you would ever hear, but it's happening anyway. It's wigging you out, and you, Libra, could be doing the same for others, and it's wigging them out. And you, in your Libra kind, gentle, harmonious, loving way, because you watch this video, you realize that everything's actually happening at the soul level. So you take it at the soul level, and then you come back down to earth and you say, you know what, people? Finally, once, let's say, let me go back to the illustration. That'll help me make it clearer. So think of this as a clock, all right? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. As this energy builds up here towards the 20th, okay, April 20th, and allow it to subside towards over the next 10 days or so, towards the end of the month. What I'm asking for you, Libra, is to hold your balance, hold your fire, stay from the loving soul perspective, allow yourself to feel wigged out, just handle it very gently and very carefully. And then once the retrogrades kick in towards the very end of the month, okay, then you come in with your strategy, which is basically reminder like, hey, I get it, I understand. We're in this together. Sometimes I'm the one who needs guidance from you, and you are the architects in my life, and I just have to abide. And sometimes, thank you very much, I am the architect in your life, and you guys need to abide. I don't want any unfairness. I don't want any unbalance here, but basically we need each other. We're very valuable to each other. I, the Libra, I am very valuable to you, the significant other. You, significant other, I am going to declare that you are very valuable to me in your own way. The thing is, we can't do what has to be done without each other, you know, like in the analogy here with the construction of old monasteries and cathedrals and churches. You know, you had to have the craftsmen and the architects. The architects understand the craftsmen understand the architects, but they're actually different modalities, but they work together because they have to work together. That's how this gets done. So my feeling is that you will ultimately end up going back to classic Libra, living through a highly volatile, disturbing experience, and then going back to classic Libra, becoming the peacemaker and identifying and making it very clear of the roles that are still active, okay? Because life goes on. This isn't the end of the world. This thing here is not the end of the world. This too shall pass. This is literally a moment in time. The crescendo is early in the month and up to the middle and towards here, and then it pans out. It integrates. It has to integrate into you. You have to absorb it all. Because then there's going to be the whole thing about May, the May new moon, all that stuff. Anyway, I hope this helps you. I hope this one makes sense as well. Please, I hope that one makes sense to you. Thank you, Libra. I wish you all the best. Thank you for all the subscribes, the likes, and the comments. I love it all, especially membership. That works really well over here. Check out the links below. Thank you, and all the best, Libra. You need anything, you know where to come. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll just leave this here for you. All right? Bye-bye.